last thing I want you to look up, which I was going to mention, is something that, if you can imagine that in the, that in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, there was something marketed as vitamin B17, which sounds pretty good. Someone takes vitamin B3 and all the other things my doctor says I need to take now. Vitamin B17 was going to be using an ancient plant, actually a common fruit, that's what I'm describing, that since the 1800s had anti-cancer properties. I mean, it sounds pretty good. Rather than going through radiation and horrible effects of chemotherapy, which is awful. And this sounded pretty good to a lot of Americans, a lot of your parents' generation and their parents. And because it came from an apricot seed. And if I told you that this apricot seed had a chemical in it that they didn't tell us later converts to cyanide in the body, but that part wasn't told by the companies. And it was taken hold by corporatization, corporate America, to turn into a new sort of homeopathic anti-cancer medication, it kind of would sound worth trying. And what's the worst that can happen? It's vitamin B17. Well, what happened was several people died. It was called quackery medicine. It was not medicine. But it was put forward because there was one or two people who swore by it and then corporations got a hold of it. And it's something called Leatrin. Look it up. That was something we've done in this country already, where we had a medicine that was not approved by the FDA, but instead, what was it? It was voted in by politicians. It was voted in by referenda, the old referendum process, where people decided what medicine was, as opposed to science. And what happened is that several people died, and it was a very dark chapter in medical history in this country. We don't want to repeat these mistakes. And so again, what we're saying is, we hope these medications are approved. I hope that MDMA is approved for PTSD. I want it to be approved. But I'm not going to advocate it to be approved, because that's wrong. That's not how we do science. We want medications, as many as possible, to go through the scientific process. These medications so far have failed the scientific process.